much time is on your SD?
Grab like one of them, hold it up to your mouth.
Hello, check.
It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say, it's a brand new day. Hey. Take a good day, make it great, okay? Cause if you got some lemons, make some lemonade. Yeah, chase those clouds away. It's a brand new day. Hey. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Okay. My whole life got them hand-me-downs, but what that meant was I had my family round. And sometimes I can't help but frown. Then I remember what I meant for. It's so simple, I just say, gotta just celebrate. It's gonna be A-okay. Life's too short to waste away. One step at a time's all it takes, okay. It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say, it's a brand new.
Is the red light flashing? I hope so.
Yes.
It
Red
is
light is flashing.
Alright, cool.
It's our first time attempting this one.
Yeah.
We even have mics. I'll try not to shout into it.
You don't need to shout with these.
I know.
Today is October 5th. 2024. It's 11:20 in the morning. We've been having coffee this morning.
Discussing what we want to discuss.
So I kind of want to do just a rundown of our trip, our jam and adventure.
And it was an adventure at that.
It was definitely an adventure. So we spent a lot of time. You've heard us talk about it. We've talked about this, wanting to do this for
Years.
forever.
Yeah.
We finally did it.
Yep. We had a
work we put into this boat.
Yep. We had an end game. Our normal summer plans changed last year for this year, so we figured this would be the opportune time to do it. So we started making plans, and here we are. We started looking at marinas and trying to figure out what towns we wanted to go into, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of towns we want to go into. There's a lot of different marinas. For the most part, we did a lot of municipal marinas. I think only 2 of the marinas that we went to weren't municipal marinas. So the Michigan DNR website was a godsend for making reservations and seeing what each of their municipal marinas had to offer and where they were and contact points and so on and so forth. So Michigan DNR, phenomenal. Let's just start with that.
It makes it easy.
Yes.
They got to separate it for campgrounds, for marinas.
Yeah.
And something else in there too. There's like 3 sections, but just go to the marinas section.
Yeah, the harbors.
And you can book your marinas. So.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, you got to pick your slip. Depending, it's just like picking a hotel room at a hotel. Or a campsite. You figure out what you want, the length that you need, and go from there. So. But yeah, the sky was the limit as to where were we going to stay, and what days were we going to be there, and trying to find the appropriate place for our stay. So we definitely did some things wrong. We did some things right. Distractions. So I guess, we stocked the boat with, like 4 or 5 days worth of dry foods in case we got stuck somewhere due to weather, because it's Lake Michigan, weather always changes and you just have to be on your game. Mark has multiple apps on his phone and attached to the boat for weather and wind and waves. So we were prepared that way, and we had water and alcohol. So we were ready for pretty much everything.
We were stocked up with safety
Safety supplies.
Everything
and
safe. That was one of the big things when we bought this boat. We wanted to get it set up make sure we're safe when we're out there.
Yeah, and we had a binder ready with all the information for each of the different locations that we were going. We made sure that our contact points for our float plan knew where we had planned to be, and we had started a text group with everybody to keep them posted on a daily basis too.
We had 3 people, 3 contacts, 2 friends here at the marina, John and Mo,
and then a family
David
member.
And Barrett,
Yep,
and then my
a family
daughter.
member. Just so that
we had them linked up on our Apple phones so they could watch us on Find a Friend. Mm-hmm. They could also watch us on the AIS through the boat.
Or Nebo.
Which
is a...
Nebo's amazing. I couldn't believe how friendly that was.
Nebo is an app that the loopers, the people who are doing the American Great Loop, that's what they use. It's Nebo, Nebo. And last weekend we got to meet some other YouTubers that just finished doing the loop, and we didn't realize that there was a transmitter that you can actually buy to put on your boat that connects you directly to Nebo. So that's something we're probably going to look into too for future excursions.
We're getting one for the boat. So it's $199 for the box.
Yep.
And I think it's $100 a year for the subscription. So
right.
Every time your boat moves, Nebo goes on. So I just have it as an app on my phone right now. So we have to physically turn it on, physically turn it off. So, but that box is pretty cool. So I think we're doing that next year for sure.
All right. We like safety equipment.
Yeah. Had a handheld Garmin GPS satellite. It's called InReach satellite. So if we're ever like too far offshore where we lose cell signal, we've got this thing. We can send text with it. I paid for the subscription on that, which is pretty hefty, but you can pay like month by month. So I think it was $59 a month for everything that I got.
That's the handheld one?
The handheld one. But we turned it on for 1 month when we were traveling, and so it's another one of those things. You're out there, you just hit a button, SOS button. They know exactly where you're at. The Coast Guard will be there. Anyone who receives that. So we've also got that feature on our VHF that we installed. So if something were to happen to us, we can hit that on the VHF. We can hit it on the handheld.
Yep.
So if we have to bail, the handheld goes with us.
Yep.
It's waterproof, so they'll be able to find us.
Yeah, and our AIS, obviously, that's linked up direct too. So there's a safety button on our Garmin GPS that we can hit too, if need be. So I mean, we're pretty covered every which way we look at it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we got a go bag set up.
Small one. It's not
So-
big. It's definitely not like Bob and Kathy's, but
Yeah.
that's something that we can look into for when we start doing bigger excursions. So
I don't know how much bigger we can get. I mean, we can get bigger, but
right. I mean, it's a storage, and it's like we would have to definitely be picky about what do we want to stick into it. So,
yeah.
but
Sorry about the isinglass. It's dirty.
something happened to this one. We think something might have gotten on it in storage, and it just created this lovely cloudy mess that we tried cleaning and just made it worse.
Can't get it clean. So anyway, on to our trip.
On to our trip. So we came out Tuesday, August 20th, provisioned our boat, got everything loaded in, butterflies in our stomach, wondering what the heck we were getting ourselves into.
I'm thinking, did we do everything right to the motors? Are the motors going to hold up? How are the outdrives? I'm concerned about that mechanically.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, it should be mechanically sound. And then I think about all these people I see doing the loop and some of the boats that we see going on, and I'm like, I don't see how we could be bad. So we got to be set.
We had to, yeah. Neither one of us slept really, really well Tuesday night. Just your mind just starts playing tricks on you, and it's just like, did we do this? Do we have that? Do we have enough of this? What happens if?
Yeah.
What if? Oh my, what if?
Yeah, I mean, the old, cool change. I knew that boat. We redid everything. I knew everything was good. And this boat, we've been working on it. And it was to the point where I think our last thing last year was I had rentners change, do tune-ups on both of the motors. They gave us new plugs, new wires, so I knew the motors were solid. We had the gimbal bearings done, the bellows done, and the outdrives. We got new drive shafts on them 2 years ago, so I mean, everything's been gone through. It's like, let's just go.
It is, and at that point in time, it is what it is. We've got all these plans, we've got all these reservations, and the weather looked amazing for the most part. I don't know, somebody was definitely watching out for us, and our weather for the most part was perfection. So, but Wednesday morning we got up at like 8 a.m. and I think we rolled out of here shortly after 9:30 after we got fuel, and across we went.
Yeah.
So we left here, Hammond Marina, and we went to St. Joseph, Benton Harbor. We hit up the municipal marina there. It was called West Basin Marina on the St. Joe River. And what a cute little marina. It's kind of like a, not quite square, but well protected. Just a pretty little marina. So,
so on the way out there.
Oh, on the way out there.
They were calling for waves of 1 foot or less. And we leave here, and there's like these big,
weird rollers.
Long rollers. Yeah, if we just got to go slow, we'll go slow.
There was no rhyme or reason to them.
We'll do looper speed, and but after a while, we figured we'd give it a shot. We put it up on plane and took off. And it was kind of, we had a couple hard hits, but most of it, I mean, it rolled pretty good. So, went over by Warren Dunes. We kind of stayed way offshore. I saw Warren Dunes, pointed straight towards that because I wanted to see it from the water. Because I've been there several times by land. So, went and saw Warren Dunes and made our way up the coast.
Yep. We figured the coast would be a little bit more protected from whatever was causing the weird rollers.
Yeah.
So, and it's Lake Michigan, and we discovered a lot of things throughout our trip that our boat can handle.
We learned a lot about Lake Michigan.
Yes. Yeah. So, but we checked into West Basin Marina and got out our scooters. Did some exploring. We went to Tiscornia Park Beach, which is right next to, I mean, it's like less than a quarter of a mile from the marina that we were in. Definitely an easy walk, but we were taking our scooters because we were going further than just that. Neat, cute little park. Great view of the lighthouse right there.
Yeah, it was cool.
So, and then we went into St. Joe, and we went to Silver Harbor Brewing and just had a quick snack and a couple of beer tastes.
Well, we went to St. Joe Beach too on the other side first. We went over there. We went down.
Oh, that's right, we did.
On the riverfront.
This is where we remember everything, and we find out who remembers what the most.
We did a little riverfront run on the scooters, which was cool.
Yeah. And
then we went down to the beach. The beach at St. Joe is really, there's a lot going on down there.
Yes. Yeah.
They got an awesome beach. They got a splash pad, a huge splash pad.
They had the carousel.
The carousel. There's an old train station that has shops and a restaurant in it.
Yeah.
And it's still an active train station for Amtrak.
Amtrak, yeah. So,
St. Joe's a cool place.
Yeah, and this is where we stumbled into what we didn't really plan for. Is we wish we would have had more time in each of our towns, and you're probably going to hear us say that multiple times throughout this, and it's just like it's probably one of our pet peeves is that we didn't plan well enough to spend more quality time to explore the harbor towns better.
Yeah, should have gave ourselves a couple days in each town.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll do less towns, more days
in
the towns.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, we had a goal. We had a goal of where we were jumping to for an event that was happening on Saturday. So, this was Wednesday. We had 2 days to get there. So.
Yeah.
But,
we go to Silver Harbor.
Yeah, we went to Silver Harbor.
Had a little snack. And cruised back to the boat, took showers, got cleaned up, and then we went to the yacht club, right?
Yeah, we went to the St. Joseph River Yacht Club. really, really neat yacht club. Right next to the marina, right on the river. Come to find out that the building is actually historical. It used to be the Lighthouse Depot. It's where the supplies for all the lighthouses up the coast of Michigan were stored, and they used it as a spot to help deliver to each of the different lighthouses. And
They would fix things there.
yeah, it was the storehouse and the keeper's house, and there was also a carpenter's lampist shop there.
There's
So
a carpenter and a lampist.
a
shop.
carpenter and a lampist shop.
So the carpenters could build stuff there to
Yes.
be transported to the lighthouses. The
And-
lampists could fix lenses, make lenses, transfer to the lighthouses. But that was like where they built everything for the lighthouses.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of neat seeing the property, because there was all these like small rail tracks scattered throughout the property, and we're just like, what is this? What is that? And it was really cool. So we've got some pictures. You'll see them. I don't know if he's planning on sprinkling them into the videos, and I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if the videos are his.
I don't know.
So, but
I
it
was
was
just talking.
it was a really, really cool location. They had both an indoor and an outdoor restaurant and bar, and then there was also a nice pool. It was just a really, really nice piece of property. So we sat outside and had another light meal between the two of us, and just kind of wound down our day there. It was our first full day out and about, our first marina away for our trip.
So we noticed docks are fixed docks and they're all elevated.
Very
So-
elevated.
We didn't know if this was a just here thing or just in St. Joe, but as we found out, it's everywhere. So
Yeah.
instead of like here where we just walk off the back of the boat, you had to actually step off the side and go.
Yeah, a lot of the places, the top of the dock was actually even with the railing. We would have to step up onto the railing and then literally out, and the dock would be there. Some of them were even, I want to say there was one that was even higher, and then there was a couple that were maybe a foot to 2 foot lower. So, but all of them we had to exit the side of the boat, as opposed to here where we exit off the back of the boat.
Yeah.
So that was something new.
The other downfall I thought to that marina, and it's not like a bad downfall, but the slip was right up against,
Grass.
you were literally up against the grass. So as we were sitting on the back of the boat in the night having our last beverage, discussing the day, the mosquitoes are starting to bite and stuff.
Oh, I had to have had at least 20 mosquito bites on my feet. It was
Yeah.
bad. But,
So
you know, it's...
our totals for Wednesday, we went 66.6 miles. We were moving for 3 hours and 26 minutes. Our average speed was 19.3. Our maximum speed was 32. Actually, scratched at 3 hours and 6 minutes of moving time. So 66 miles took us 3 hours. Took us 3.5 hours because we slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, rollers.
So that was Wednesday.
Oh, Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday was a lovely wake up. There was a little bit of a heavy dew. Kind of had our coffee, got a nice slow-ish start. Packed ourselves up, got ready to go, went to the fuel dock, got to fuel up.
Our next stop was Hammond, right?
Yeah, we were heading to Eldine's in Macatawa Bay on Lake Macatawa, outside of Holland. But this is where, tragedy strikes. We thought our day was done.
We thought our trip was done.
We thought our trip was done.
So, we're at the fuel dock getting fuel. We got filled up and turn the blowers on and kind of getting everything settled and fire the motors up and go to back out, and I hit starboard and no reverse. So the shifter felt very loose. I'm like, what's going on here? Grabbed the port and it shifted fine. So I shifted starboard into forward and it went into forward. And then when I pulled it back into neutral, it stayed in forward. So yeah, so that wasn't good.
That was bad.
I take the shift levers off to see if anything broke up there. Everything's good. I lifted the hatch. I get down here. I had Jen shifting the levers and everything was working from the shift levers to the motor. It was working as it should. So the problem was the shift cable from the motor to the outdrive. We started making phone calls. First called our mechanic to see if he had any suggestions.
I think we called 3 other mechanics in St. Joe, Benton Harbor area, and 2 of them were like, yeah, we can't get you for at least a week.
No way, yeah.
So I back and forth with our mechanic, try this, try that, look at this, look at that. Pier 33 called us back. They're like, we're waiting for a part right now for a different boat. If that doesn't come in, we can take you today. We can take you right now. And then
I told the guy, I said, is there any way that you could say that part didn't show up and maybe sneak us in? I'm like, dude, I said, I will pay overtime. I will, whatever it takes. And I said, we're not
sitting
home.
ducks.
We're done. And he said, head on over. I'll see what I can do. And we went over there on one motor. We had the back end. They put us on a forklift.
Yeah, they had, it was like all hands on deck when we pulled in. They had the forklift ready in the water for us. There had to be 4 people there ready to catch and line us up to where they wanted us. Helped us off the boat. And then we watched them lift our boat out of the water, which, oh
so
my God.
The hard thing about backing this boat in was the motor that was running is not the power steering motor, so I had no power steering. Plus, we only had one motor.
And we were fighting a current.
And we're fighting the current of the river, which is pretty strong back there. So, yeah, we got it in, got it out of the water. Scariest thing ever.
Personally, between the 2 of us, we thought they could have put us back onto the forklift about another 2 foot. It's pretty bad when you see your boat doing this on the forks of a forklift, and we both thought it was coming off. And I'm like, Mark actually has video of me, and you'll probably see it going, I can't watch, I'm going to be sick.
Yeah. But it turned out okay.
Yep.
There's a set screw. When you put that shift cable in, there's 2 set screws. So your shift cable goes in, and there's a set screw that comes in on each side. Both of those set screws came out, and the shift cable popped out. So all they did was once they found the problem, because they actually pulled the outdrive off. When they pulled the outdrive off, the shift cable came with it, and it's not supposed to. At the end of the shift cable, they see that it's brand new, it wasn't broken. They put everything back in. They had that set screw piece. The guy tightened it up. He actually came and checked on the port motor. And that was a little bit loose also, so he tightened that one up. So he's like, you guys are good.
Yeah, we went from them telling us tomorrow morning at the earliest, depending on what the fix is, to if they had to order parts, it would be a week, to, oh, by the way, we'll have you back in the water in an hour. So as it turns out, we were only on the hard for 3 hours. So Pier 33 in St. Joe, Benton Harbor was amazing.
Yes.
They were ready to cart us wherever we needed to go.
We had a reservation at a hotel because we were spending the night. Yep.
We had contacted our crew back home. Somebody was preparing to come get us the next morning if need be.
Yeah.
We had canceled the majority of our marinas because we didn't know what was going on, and we didn't want to have to pay for something if we weren't using it. So we went from canceling everything and making a hotel reservations to, oh my God, now I have to remake all these reservations, which again, Michigan DNR's website made it so easy.
But we were rolling out of there, 2:30, 3 o'clock?
It was 3 o'clock, I think, by the time we hit Lake Michigan.
We had 50 miles to go to get up to Hammond.
Yes.
We didn't know what Lake Michigan was like.
Exactly.
We knew we had South Haven, Saugatuck in between.
Yes. So we had a contingency plan if necessary.
We were just going to go hit Lake Michigan and see how far we could make it. We're heading out of the harbor. It's one to 2 foot chop, maybe.
Not even.
But forecasts were saying it was supposed to lay down.
And oh my God, were they right?
We put the hammer down, got up on plane. We were kind of skimming, and then all of a sudden the lake just flattened out.
It was glass.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
It was so beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we made it to Eldine's in Macatawa Bay, in just under 2 hours, just over 2 hours. We pulled in there. It was just after 5 o'clock.
2 hours and 39 minutes. 52 miles in 2 hours and 39 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
And that includes our run up the river.
Yes.
Which was so.
Yeah.
52 miles. So.
It was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen, or it's been a while since I've seen Lake Michigan that smooth.
Yep.
It was just a stunning trip. It was amazing. And we
pull into Hammond. That was a funky marina there.
the Eldine's
Eldine's.
it was kind of a cool marina, but you could tell it was dated. The slips were everywhere, and you'll see that on our video. Just it's like where they had room, they would put something there. It was crazy. But when we got there, there's a yacht club that's just outside of Eldine's.
Macatawa Bay Yacht Club.
Yeah, it was the Macatawa Bay Yacht Club, and we called to make sure there wasn't a dress code because both of us were starving and we didn't have time to take showers, and we needed food. So they're like, "No, come."
Yeah.
So we wandered over there, and
yep.
very welcoming, very lovely yacht club. Beautiful
Cool.
building. Lots of glass.
That's the type of yacht club that I think they own the property, they own the building, they own the slip. So
Yep.
if you join that yacht club, which is probably $6,000 to $8,000 a year, but that includes your slip. It probably includes winter storage too.
It's very possible.
So that's what that type of yacht club is.
Yeah.
So.
But
Then we walked back and got in our swimsuits.
Yeah, Eldine's did have some bonus points. They had a really, really neat pool on a raised deck, and two small hot tubs. And then Mark actually checked out their they've got like a clubhouse up there too, with like tables and chairs and couches and a fireplace and games and everything.
It's really cool. Just a place to go hang out.
Yeah.
And I think that.
Did you take pictures in there?
Ping pong. I don't think I took pictures.
You didn't. I don't think you had your phone with you.
Yeah, because I was in my swimsuit. I just walked over there.
So, but it was neat. It was neat.
So there's a big sailboat out there.
Big.
This thing is huge. Got to be 80 foot long.
Somewhere between 70 and 80 foot long, and it was just beautiful.
We later found out through one of our friends.
Somebody with a connection.
That's one of the Disney
connections.
Kids or something, or grandkids, or great grandkids, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're somehow related to
Disney.
So that's cool.
Yeah, we've got pictures. You'll see it.
Yeah.
So
sure.
But so we rolled. That was an interesting marina too. Our boat never stopped moving, and I don't know if it's because of the location just inside of the mouth of
I was
Lake
talking
Michigan.
to someone else later on at a different marina, telling them where we've been. They're like, "Oh, how'd you like Hammond?" Because they said the current.
Oh, it was the current
the current was like nonstop there.
Okay.
So they're like the boats never stop rocking.
Oh,
it's just.
And it's like something was squeaking, so I don't like neither one of us slept well that night. Just it was the movement and the noise, and it was an interesting experience.
Yeah, because of the current and the rocking all night long, the boat was going up and down the rails.
Yeah, and you could hear the sailboat halyards clinking, and it was a loud, motion-filled night.
Here again, it's a marina.
Yeah.
Every marina's got its pluses and minuses.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But that was cool.